Okay, I'm going to start with asking your full name, date of birth, where you were born.
Champ A. Husted,
What's the A stand for?
Allen.
Oh, nice.
1931, April 26th. That makes me 90 friggin' 1 years old.
Nice.
That's old.
Yeah, I think it is, but
It is.
I feel old now.
I used to think 65 was old, but it isn't, or wasn't. So far back, I can't even remember how far.
And you were
Born
born
in Twin Falls, Idaho. Folks moved to Medford in 1933, and I lived there 4 or 5 years, and then my father worked for Shell Company and got moved every year, moving up the ladder, and so I didn't ever get 2 grade school grades in more than one at a time.
Oh my
I got to the 6th grade or 7th grade, and then I was Cottage Grove High School, grade school, and then high school all the time.
Cottage Grove.
Yeah.
How'd you end up here in Milwaukie?
Well, that's a lot. You want to hear the whole story, or?
I don't know. Does it? Nothing with the sex.
I went in the service, and when I came out, my dad and another guy were in the lumber business, transit business. Buy it, ship it, sell it before it gets to the other end.
Ah.
And the big guys were squeezing out the little guys, and they were little guys. And so I was going through his office one day, heading for the golf course, needing his car to get there. And he said, "Come on in, I want to talk to you for a minute." And I went in, and he said, "We have to do something different here, and what would it be? What do you think?" And I said, "I don't know, build a bowling alley." And I got in the car and took off for the golf course. About 2 weeks later, he says, "Come here a minute." I was doing the same thing, going after getting people to play golf. And he said, "Where would we build it?" And I said, "I don't have any idea." So he and I got in the car, went to North Bend, and had the possibility of property there for $1 because they had to have 6,000 yards of fill or something like that. Anyway, and we went to Roseburg, and we came to Milwaukie. And there was a successful bowling center on the property at North Bend, and a successful bowling center in Roseburg. But we picked Milwaukie because it was more diversified. North Bend was fishing, Roseburg was logging, Milwaukie was a little bit of everything. We thought that might be better, so that's what we did. In 1957, we built Milwaukie Bowl.
Milwaukie Bowl on Harrison here. Okay. And was there a store there at the time?
Nothing there. It was a dairy.
Oh.
That corner was a dairy, and then the property to the west of me, to our parking lot, was a pair of couples named Evanoff. I can remember the name, Rose Evanoff.
In the house there?
In the house, and they had lived there forever.
Yeah.
And so that's the way it ended up.
And then so you were in high school, or in college at the time?
I was out of the service. I was 20. It was 1957. I'm 31. That was 26 years. I was 26 when we built.
Oh, okay. Well, you didn't really have any plans other than an off chance that you said bowling alley, huh?
Well, I had bowled in the service, and I bowled in college. I was on the national championship bowling team at the University of Oregon.
Oh.
And then from there, I went into the service, and I bowled. Did pretty well in the service in Germany bowling, and so then that's the reason I said let's build a bowling.
I see. Well, that's pretty interesting. You bowled around the world.
Well, almost, yeah. And my son did. David.
Yeah.
He was on the pro tour for 25 years.
And that was international?
Oh yeah, and he's in the top 25 of all time, and won $7 million bowling, and
that's wonderful.
14 titles he won. My wife and I would watch we had a telephone connection right to the site where the bowling center that the pro tournament was in, and as soon as we found out he made the top 5, it was going to be on TV on Saturday afternoon, we jumped in the plane and flew back before we'd be there.
Oh, that's nice.
My sons wife was a travel agent, so she could get us quick accommodations if we needed them.
Right, nice. She had it all figured out already.
Yeah.
Where was that held? What city?
That you flew to.
Well, it was different every week.
Oh.
It was a traveling, it was the pro bowling tour, and they went from city to city.
I see. And so you bought the first place with your dad,
Or we built it.
built it,
From
you and
scratch.
him together?
Yep.
Okay, and then did your mom and dad move here?
They moved up here. My dad and I ran the place. My mother did the office. And we had one employee. Now we've got 11 or something like that.
Just at Milwaukie Bowl, huh?
Yeah. And then I bought Kellogg Bowl in they opened in 62. I bought it in 67.
Oh,
And
it was already there.
It was built in 62. We opened in 57. We were 5 years old when they built Kellogg Bowl.
Okay, I thought you built it.
No, not Kellogg.
Oh,
A guy by the name of Bill Davis built it, and they had a flood in Milwaukee in 64, I believe.
yeah, oh yeah.
And I went down to see if I could help him in any way because he was closed because the water was in the building.
Oh man, that was a real flood.
And it was the worst one they've had that I know of. And I went down to see if anything I could do to help him take his leaks for 1 week or 2 weeks so they wouldn't disband. And he ran me off the parking lot. He told me he was a little too busy for me right now. Why don't you just go ahead? I got a fire truck coming in to pump and I don't need you around. And I said, okay, see you later, bye. And I was driving off the parking lot. I thought, I'm going to own this place someday and you're not going to work here. And that happened.
Wow.
Well, that's great. I'm glad your Milwaukie Bowl did so well.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, and you
I've
still
got a
have.
son, grandson working it now, and son-in-law and my daughter-in-law. So
It's a dynasty.
Everybody's there.
Yeah, that's wonderful. We're gonna miss Kellogg Bowl though.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's just for the architecture.
Have you been by there lately?
No, it's too sad.
It's flat. It's gone. It's completely. I was down there this morning.
Wow.
It's gravel and rock and dirt, and there's a big piece of equipment drilling holes in the ground. Pouring them full of concrete.
Well, I know that I spent a lot of my childhood at both of those. Let's say preteen. Flirt with the boys.
What made you just? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What made you decide to sell Kellogg? Just
Well, Kellogg in Milwaukie, in the small town of Milwaukie, is way overbuilt. They used to say 20,000 people per lane was what it should be. But we had 18,000 people in Milwaukie and 40 lanes.
oh goodness. Okay.
But Milwaukie has a bigger trade area than the 18,000. That was just their residents. So,
Sure.
and it did fine, but it didn't make any money. It paid all the wages and paid the rent and paid itself off, but there was nothing left over. And when things started to weaken a little bit, and then the pandemic hit, we just decided that it was just not worth it. And we had a buyer, and they're not going to come around every 20 minutes, the buyers, and this guy was ready to buy and could afford to buy it, and we checked him out. He was legitimate. It's a builder from Bend. His name is Polish, P-A-H-L-I-S-C-H.
I think I've seen that name.
Well, they've developed a development in McMinnville and one in Bend, and they branched out into residential or commercial residential instead of private. He built houses. Now he's building a building. There's supposed to be 173 living units in it. Part of them will be low income, I think.
Yeah, I haven't. I thought it was in more than one building, but yeah.
It's only one building.
Oh, is it?
The extra buildings are on the corner by Milwaukie Bowl, where there's 5 buildings already, and there's going to be another one on that big corner lot that was vacant for
How
20
can you
years.
miss it? I mean, already the buildings
Yeah,
are.
it's 5 stories.
Yeah, gosh. So you're still here in Milwaukee?
I am.
And still, so now your whole family, kids, grandkids, they're all living in Milwaukee?
They're all here, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So let's see.
Ask about some of the festivities, different things that were involved.
Oh, yeah, you growing up. Well, you grew up in so your experiences with Milwaukee from the time you moved here, with the events and your kids going to school and...
Well, I've always felt that the education system in this area was good.
Good.
And we've had a great relationship with the high school and the grade school both, as far as bowling classes and all that kind of stuff. And we donated a bunch of equipment to Putnam, and I think they sold it because it never did. A bunch of seating, wood seating that's like
Auditorium, like...
well, no, the molded wood curvatures.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was wood instead of plastic or fiberglass.
Right.
And we donated a bunch of that disappeared. We never saw it again.
Well, they could have, sold it on a fundraiser.
And I got a bunch of it back because I got it in my place now because we kind of like the old stuff now. So
Sure, yeah, everybody does.
I found a bunch more.
Yeah, and you took part in most of the festivities here then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We used to have the Milwaukee Days.
Oh, yeah. And we belonged to, I belonged to the Elks. My dad was a charter member of the Elks in Cottage Grove. His number is 1.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
So you're still a member of the Elks here?
No, I'm not anymore.
Well, and you're a member of Rotary.
Been a member of Rotary since 71 or something like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any floats or anything, or participate in the Milwaukee Days?
In the parade, well, I did have a 31 Model A Roadster restored that was yellow and black. It was really a pretty car, and I drove it in the parade any day it was not going to rain. If it was going to rain, I didn't make it.
Well, now, this time of year, you don't even know, do you?
For sure.
So, what was your favorite part about living in Milwaukee, other than your business?
I don't know. Close to the big city, but not have to go there if you don't want to, which is, I didn't want to. And yet had all the accommodations we needed. Everything that we needed for the family was here. And so it was just a nice small town to live in.
And you developed some good relationships, you and your wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We had have a lot of good friends still.
Yeah.
Did you meet your wife here in Milwaukee?
No, I met her in Cottage Grove. My mother was the clerk of the school board in Cottage Grove. So she knew when the new teachers were hired, and she also knew when they were going to arrive. And I don't know whether she slipped and told me or whether I asked her, but anyway, I was at the bus depot when my future wife showed up and got off the bus with another gal who both taught in Cottage Grove the first year they were there, and my roommate from college married the other gal.
Oh,
wow.
And she came from North Dakota. So I'm an only child. My mother's an only child. So I don't have any relatives.
Oh, yeah. Other than the ones you made.
I married into a lot of relatives. Lots.
Oh, is that right? Well, there you go.
When I was a kid, I'd have a friend and say, well, I can't go. My cousin's coming. And I'd think, what in the heck? So what the deal with a cousin, for God's sake? You don't even know. But I didn't have any, so I didn't have any experience.
Right.
So I learned that pretty quickly after I got married.
Yeah, I bet you did. So all of her relatives were in North Dakota?
Yep.
So there was a lot of trips to North Dakota.
Yep, both train and driving.
Wow.
My wife would go back with the kids on the train, and then I drive back and bring them back home.
Oh,
More than once.
How many kids did you have?
3.
3.
2 boys and a girl.
Nice.
Girl's the oldest. She's born in 58. That's 64, I guess, 3 or 4. And then the oldest son is 60. He was born in 60, so he's 62. The youngest one's 58.
All right. And how many grandkids?
1 grandchild. She's married. She has a child, so I have 1 great granddaughter, Gabby, and she is a thistle.
That's fine.
She never learned to walk. She crawled and then runs. Nothing in between.
how old is she?
And I mean, if you let her get her out of the cage, you better be watching the doors because she'll be gone. She just run from one place to another.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of fun.
So she's what, 2?
17 months old, be 18 months old the first of the year.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's so cool. What else can you say about the community in Milwaukee? Again, we're celebrating our 120th anniversary.
Right. Yeah.
So, anything, hated this mayor, loved that mayor, I don't know, anything you feel like saying.
Well, it's just that I've made some really good friends downtown Milwaukee. Most of the proprietor or the owners of the various stores and stuff, we get together occasionally for breakfast and that kind of stuff. And I didn't remember the Gay Blade. Do you remember the Gay Blade?
Of course, that's where I got my first pair of jeans.
Saul Menashe was the owner, and he and I got to be really good friends. And then Hamilton, that moved away from here, he moved to Sun River actually, but and then Hamilton's store moved down McLaughlin, and that was his son. I don't know if he's still involved or not, but Hamilton is still goes around, operating.
Yeah, Olson's.
I just saw a picture of Ronnie Olson just the other day. I hardly recognized him. And Blanche, was that mother's name was Blanche, I believe?
I don't know, their daughter was in my class, and I really...
I didn't know her, but I think it was Ron Olson, and his mother's name was Blanche. Yeah, it's been, and then Red Lewis at Red Coach Inn.
Oh, right.
Dirk, his son Dirk, we were good friends also.
Yeah. All kinds of people.
Yeah.
Those great people. We have some great people now.
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah. But I used to hang out at Libby's with Vern Duncan for a while.
Okay.
Coffee in the morning.
I still see Vern occasionally.
I know, it just keeps going.
Yeah, he does. And Dave Libby and I were good friends too.
He was a good guy.
I think that the last I heard he was in Sandpoint, Idaho, and I've been going to get on the Google and see if I could find him, because I think he's probably on Facebook, because he went from here to St. Helens, bought a restaurant there, and his lot in life was to buy one and build it up and sell it, and he was really good at it, really good.
Yeah, he did great things
He
for
knew
Libby's.
what his percentages were, what his costs were, and he stayed with them, and he was very, very good at building a business. And from St. Helens, he went to Sandpoint, Idaho, and then I don't know from there. He was married to one of the Tebow's, Ted or Bob's daughter, which one, I don't know which one.
I didn't know that.
Tebow's, Ted and Bob, who started out in the canteen company, filling vending machines, including ours.
Oh.
And Dave was married to one of them's daughter, and I don't know which one, but
They have a great little house over here.
yeah.
Big property. Yeah, okay, well, maybe you just want to say something like happy anniversary.
Well, sure. Happy anniversary to 120 years.
120.
Yowza.
And you've been a big part of our community.
And I still like the cherries that the Bain came with in 18 something.
I won't buy any other cherries.
I like Royal Lands and Bings both.
Yeah.
Well, really, good. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Thank you.
I think we're done unless